Engines.
Hello, and welcome to this evening's Grand Prix. You join myself, Lemony Tang, in the commentary booth this evening. As always, it's the IFRL Round 9 from Mexico. And we're looking forward to a good one here this evening in the commentary booth. I hope you guys are doing well out there as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and get chatting there as well. There's a few of the cars now make their way onto the track. It's 17 corners, this Mexican Grand Prix circuit. We look forward to a challenging time for these drivers out there. Very tricky, fast first sector. And then we're into a nice bit of a twisty bit through the little sector there as well and the end of the lap. So it's going to be action non-stop here this evening. 14 cars with us here. We ride on board a Killer Freddy. He's not the first car out there. Who is? We'll get it. It's Briggsy. Let's stay on board of Briggsy here. He brings us around. Familiarising ourselves with the track here on the outlap. Medium tyres as well. Let's have a look at the rest of the guys. A few guys on these mediums. It must be a very good strategy to start off with. We'll see how they get on for the rest of it. What's the story, Paige? A good thing? Nice to see you on the chat. Oh, Briggsy is... Oh no, he's after invalidating there. I don't know what he's doing. Is he going to be invalidated for the next lap? No, he's not. He got away with it just about. So, Briggsy goes down this main straight, one of the longest in the calendar. DRS wide open towards turn 1. Picking your braking marker now. Very important as you swing the car into a little bit loose. Through the first corner there. Lost a few tenths. You compromised the first corner to open up the second one there in the chicane. To get a good drive then as well through turns 3. Down the back straight now. Well, kind of a back straight. Into the tight fiddly bits. A good passing opportunity. If you get done in turn 1, you can re-attack as well into these hairpins. Onto the back now. Famous Mexico was part of the Grand Prix circus in the 80s and 90s. But got taken off the calendar after some years. Was used for Champ Car, Formula E more recently as well. And Formula 1 now is returned to this famous Mexican Grand Prix track. Into the infield here. Fantastic atmosphere in the Grand Prix. The stands in the baseball stadium fully covered. Oh no! Briggsy loses it out of the last corner and right back into the middle of Jamie. So yeah, a bit of a mad one there. The lap times though are starting to come in here. Jamie on a 1:17.1, Alligator on a 1:17.5. And then Killer Freddy on a 1:18.0. So not too, the mediums look like they're doing a good job out there. And then Felix Zone smashes in a 1:15.7. There we go. Now they're kind of some lap times we're looking for. There's another car doing donuts on the final corner. It's not Briggsy again, is it? No, not quite. I think it might have been Assassin, in fact. Interesting. Assassin's at the start of his lap now in the Williams. I think it was Assassin, so uncharacteristic mistake there for the man himself. Down into turn 1, we're right on board of the Williams driver. Again, compromising turn 1 to open up turns 2 and hopefully get a good drive out of turn 3 onto this straight now. Yellow flags up in front of cars keeping out of the way. Bit of a slipstream perhaps. A little bit on the racing line there, you have to admit. But anyway, into the left-hander again. We were saying it's going to be a good second passing opportunity in the race. And now it's all going to be, well, unless you're Danny Rick, trying an audacious maneuver on Sonoda. I don't know what he was thinking in the Mexican Grand Prix. Just gone into that hairpin. But single file now through. Oh, on the curves goes Assassin. Watch the wall on the outside. Just going to say, these S's, they've been flipped around from the original. It goes left, right, where the other one was right, left, or in a similar fashion. So Assassin gets away with it. No car damage, luckily for himself. That is not a good start to qualifying. 12 minutes and 30 odd seconds left on the clock. T-Hook took his retired out there as well. I don't know if he had an issue on track or retired in the pit lane. Get me on the old chat there if you don't mind. Into, watch that corner cutting there. Just about got away with it. Did the Haas driver. Half the field have set a lap time now. Ashburn also is also retired, just to let you know. But half the field have set a lap time, and half of them haven't. Without lack of trying, you'd have to say. But this track can't throw a few curveballs, as Bate has invalidated through the S's there. Won't be a happy camper with that one. Briggsy is on one now. Rear wing wide open all the way to turn one. Swinging that car into the right-hander, opening up that left again. And you have to say that looks like a peach of a few corners. DRS wide open now towards turns 4. Again, like turn 1, compromise the first corner to open up and get a good exit out of the second into this double right-hander hairpin. Effectively one corner there. And now into the S's once more. Watch the car on the curves. He is chancing it a little bit. Perhaps a confidence lift, yes indeed, just to get that car underneath you through the S's. And that was a good run there as well from Briggsy into the infield now, literally, of the stadium. All the fans around, absolutely brilliant atmosphere. But it is a bit, the cars there a little bit slow through there. But what are you meant to do? Through the final corner now, watch the rear end on acceleration, especially with old tyres during the Grand Prix. You will, we've seen it already in qualifying, we'll see it again. People having an issue, and Briggsy goes into 3rd position on a 1:17.057. Good effort from himself there. So as we come up to 10 minutes left on the clock, Felix Zone is your provisional pole sitter. Velkov has gotten himself into 2nd with a brilliant lap time in a 1:16.3. Briggsy's in 3rd, Jamius in 4th, Jamie Seuss, calling him Jamie, in 4th, Groovy in 5th, Alligator in 6th, Killer Freddy 7th, ZT in 8th with Bait in 9th. Tannock has not set lap time, and he won't because he is retired in 10th. St. Power is just about to finish a lap. We'll stay on board with the Haas driver through the final corner and towards the timing beam on a 1:18.5. So he goes ahead of his teammate there. Good stuff from St. Power, getting that lap in. And now Assassin is the only driver without a lap time, feeling the pressure here. We'll have a look at the Williams driver as he navigates through the 2nd sector here. Judas Kane nicely doing. That car is looking planted there. Little bit of a confidence lift through the last corner there in the S's, but anyway, he's still on his way. No issues so far for the Williams driver. Swings it in now to the infield of the stadium. All he's got to do now is navigate a very difficult corner, tight on the entry, and then opens up on the exit, but the rear end is always trying to lose it. And across the line into 7th for Assassin. Good banker lap, you have to say. He's got himself a lap time on the board, and now we can really push for the next run, you would assume. Happy out for Assassin. Groovy out on a lap, just about to finish. No! Comes into the pits. Goes Groovy. So it was a bit of a lull in the track action. We shall have a look at ourselves here. Oh, interesting. I'll be back to you in 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we have a look at the driver standings here. Groovy is your championship leader at the moment on 246 points. His teammate in second, Cold Steel, 1 point behind, but is not in this race this evening. Hopefully, he might be able to make the race next time around. Assassin there in third as well, a little bit off. But again, would want to do a bit better in qualifying at the moment. We have a look at the constructors as well. Ferrari are running away with it on 491. Haven't been able to say that in nearly 17 years now. So there we go. Still counting. And maybe this year could be our year. Red Bull in second, 253. And then Williams in third. That's a big battle there between second, third, and fourth. You have to say, opening up there, Red Bull, Williams, and McLaren. Very few points between them. So we look back at qualifying now. Jamie has just started a lap here in the Aston Martin. Is it this year's car? Is it next year's car? There's a lot of double gangers, you have to say, from last year to this year's with the liveries. Nice to see the Mercedes going back to the black. Although that's all just due to the weight saving. The flavour of the month with Formula 1 in the livery departments was use black. Carbon black. Actually, just use carbon. Jamie comes through the S's now. Towards the stadium goes the Aston Martin. And across the line on a 1:16.3. He improves by 7/10, ladies and gentlemen, but can't quite get the lap time that he was looking for to get up into pole position. But it's still Felix on with 5 minutes left on the clock now. Velkov in second, with Jamie in third. Groovy's in fourth, to Briggsy in fifth. Alligator is still in sixth, with Assassin still in seventh. He's going on it now. He's on an outlap here. Well, it's saying he's on an outlap, but I think I might be having a bit of a timing glitch, not quite sure. We'll find out later on, I suppose. So Assassin's about to start lap, and it looked as if the Haas in front just hit the wall. Did Bate just crash there? I'm not quite sure. 1:19.4 for Bate. He lost a lot of time in that last corner. We'll have a look at that now later on, but we'll jump towards the front of the field here because Groovy's on a lap time. Can she beat Felix on? She's up on her time now at the moment into turn 1. Goes the Scuderia driver. Good exit through there. DRS wide open now. Bit of traffic up in front. Hopefully doesn't get in the way. It can be in your eye line and it can distract you, to be fair. Well, let's see how we get on. Everyone's entitled to time on the track. If they're on a lap themselves, well, that's it. 3 cars up in front through the S's. Oh, cutting that too fine. And Groovy flies now to the end of qualifying. Interesting lines from Groovy. You can see someone else done it there as well, though. They're all out of. Felix Zone is out there at the moment on an 8-minute and 43-second lap time. I don't think that's quite right. He's about to start a lap, I would assume. And he's gone to a 1:15.770. I'm confused. The timing screen's all over. You guys can see it too there as well. So, bit of a weird one here. But we'll wait. I'm right on board of Felix now. He looks like he's on a flyer here at the moment. Is the Red Bull driver. Can anyone do anything about it? Groovy's coming to try and get a new set of tyres. Jamie's going to do the same. So is Briggsy. And Assassin all the way down to 9th. Still having issues out there. Red Bull driver going to come up against the back of this. Haas up in front. And that is no good because he could be on a really fast lap time here. And if that Haas is on a lap, which he is, he's entitled to room. And there we go. Contact is made in qualifying. The Haas goes off. The Haas goes off. So crashing in qualifying. You'd have to say Felix on there. That's on him. Didn't accommodate for the slower car up in front of. Baitis crashed out of qualifying with that one. So pole position is crashed into Bate and knocked him out of qualifying. Don't know. That's a weird one. I'm sure the stewards will be having a look at that one because that was, yeah. We'll have a look at that one. I don't know. We'll have a look at that later after qualifying because there's only 1 minute and 40 odd left in on the clock here. So we'll see how that one goes later on. But anyway, Velkov in the McLaren. Can he do anything about it? No traffic up in front for him, thank goodness, says himself. Into turn 4, he thunders hard on the brakes into the left-hander. Now misses that apex ever so slightly. You can cut that first bit with the wheel if you get it right. Double apex right-hander here. Nice lines, you have to say. Early on the throttle on the exit as well. Carrying that speed now into the left, right, left, giving that curve plenty of room, but you can cut that inside one, keeping that rear in check, and cuts too quickly in, too much in the S's there, and invalidates. Not a good time for Velkov. He won't be able to improve at the moment. Ruby's gonna start her lap now. 1:16.331, 5/10 up, but starting the lap now, I think, is Ruby. Velkov comes into the pits, he's finished. So 30 seconds just about left on the clock, and it's looking like there's not many drivers still out there. Velkov's retired. Is Killer Freddy going to be able to improve from 8th position? He's starting a lap here, is Freddy. So there we go for himself. Dipwind is going to be next across the line. We missed somebody behind Killer Freddy, in fairness. We'll find who that was now in a second. So it looks as if Dipwind's going to be the first car across the line with the checkered flag. No, he just makes it, does Dipwind, in fairness to him. I'm telling you, that squeaky bum time for himself, getting across the line. So it is going to be Groovy who'll be the first one to finish her lap here in the International Friends Racing League into the stadium section now. Nice lines, doesn't seem to be losing too much time there, you'd have to say, or gaining much either. It's one of them corners. Through the final corner now, into second on a 1:16.032. Gets Velkov. Fair play, great lap time from Groovy there. Improves to join Felix Zone in the front row. Killer Freddy's going to be the next driver to cross the line. We ride on board with the Mercedes himself through the final 2 corners. Where's he going to clock up here? Can he improve on his 1:17? No, he was 2/10 up on his time, unfortunately for himself. St. Powers out there, finding someone behind him again, but here we go. Can Saint do anything on his 18.4? Not quite. Alligator there into 7th. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying's over. Felix Zone is in pole. Well, let's have a look. We'll go through here. Felix Zone is your pole sitter. Groovy's in 2nd with Velkov in 3rd. Jamie in 4th with Briggsy in 5th. Assassin in 6th. Could have done better this evening, I'm sure he could have. Alligator in 7th. Dipwind in 8th. Killer Freddy 9th. And then ZT in 10th. St. Power in 11th. Bait in 12th. And then we've got Tuck in 13th. And Ashbourne in 14th. Not setting a lap time. Let's have a look at that replay here, because that's a bit of a mad one here, you'd have to say. So we're having a look here at Felix Zone. He's got the Haas up in front. And you would say it would be frustrating him knowing that he has a pace advantage, catching all the way through that lap he was. But as they enter the S's section now, the Haas is all over the place. Not good missing out on a line or two. A little bit loose there as well. And then the Red Bull just turned in on him there. Can have a look one more time. We'll actually have a look at that. And we'll see it here. So we'll do a bit of a stop motion replay. The Haas is loose, offline into the right-hander, but is entitled to take the line. The Red Bull comes in alongside now, and you can see just turns left into the Haas. I don't know where he thought he was going to go, and we look there, Briggsy spinning into the wall and out of qualifying. And Felix Zone continued on, so that was that one. What are you meant to do? As we wait for the grid to line up here. To the old chat, how he is getting on. So the grid pulls away for the formation lap. Felix Zone is your pole sitter. Groovy's in second with Velkov in third. Jamie's in fourth with Briggsy in fifth. Assassin in sixth with Alligators in seventh. Dipwind in eighth with Killer Freddy in ninth. ZT in 10th with Saint Power in 11th. Bait in 12th. Tuck in 13th and Ashburn in 14th. We've got a William and Alpine spinning already. A one stop or a two stop. There's an Aston Martin throwing it into the wall. I don't know what happened there. Holy moly. Have a look at that one. As we go side by side. It's already kicked off here for the International Friends Racing League. We'll have a look down at the bottom. We'll try and decipher what happens. Just cold tyres for these guys, you'd have to say. And they're having a couple of issues out there. So as they're all warming their tyres down the straight, we'll see an Alpine having a bit of a whoop-de-woo. Here we go. Into the wall he goes. And as our attention is being drawn to him at this stage, the Aston Martin just takes a hard right into the wall as well. Absolutely phenomenal. Nah, we've all done it. We've all been there. That's why it's always good to capture it online. Have a bit of banter afterwards. What? So Felix Zone has been disqualified from qualifying. He's back to the front of the field now, and we'll probably have cold tyres off the start. He's on hards. Is everyone on hards here? That's a question. There's the tyres, mediums and hards. One ZT on softs. But as we wait for the grid to line up here, ladies and gentlemen, it's the International Friends Racing League. It's round 9 from Mexico, brought to you by Lemony Tang in the company G-Boot. Felix Zone is your pole sitter with Groovy in second. Velkov in third, Jamie is in fourth, and Briggsy is your top 5. But how's that going to go towards the start of this race? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Wait for the lights on the gantry. Trying to see it, but I can't really. Lights out, and away we go. We wait for the field to come towards us on this a long camera angle, but Groovy gets the race lead. As they're 3 wide down towards turn 1 with Velkov, Briggsy, and Assassin all battling towards the braking zone we go. How do they all settle out? Velkov around the outside. What a maneuver from Velkov to take the race lead. Jamie's out having a spin in the middle of the pack there. Not quite sure if he had contact or not, but as they come make their way towards the fourth corner, Velkov with the lead changed about 3 times. Oh, the inside perhaps goes to Williams and Briggsy. Not quite. Little bit of an outbreaking maneuver there. Groovy handles it and dispatches of the Williams driver nicely there. As everyone else starts to find their way through the field. We've got a yellow flag. Some contact between some drivers out there perhaps. Or side by side into The S's up in front. Everyone seems to navigate their way through there now nicely as well. We ride on board at the McLaren driver, trying to get a vantage point if we can. Nearly running into the Red Bull up in front. Felix now getting compromised through the S's there. Can anyone catch anyone into the hairpin as well? Not quite. So the battle is raging mostly here. Killer Freddy is right on the back. Oh, sorry, Bait is right on the back. The Red Bull has come in. Felix on. Absolute disaster, you have to say. For the pole sitter. Towards turn 1 now. After the first lap, it's Velkov in the race lead. Groovy's in second. Briggsy's in third. Assassin in fourth. ZT has found himself into fifth. Killer Freddy in sixth, with Bait right behind in seventh. Dipwind in eighth, with Ashburn in ninth. Jamie in 10th. He's very close actually to the Mercedes up in front. Not able to do anything about it at the moment. Saint Power in 11th. Alligators 12th. Felix Zone is out of the pits now in 13th. And Tok is going to be doing the same momentarily. The race leader has crashed! The race leader crashed! I can't believe it! Velkov has crashed! Absolute disaster for himself there. He'll be kicking himself. Absolute. But he's still in the Grand Prix. That's the main thing here. Holy moly. Side by side with the two drivers behind. Jamie trying to come back up the field. Ash giving him the old squeeze into the hairpin now. Great driving. Not sure if that was 4 wheels off the track for Jamie on the exit, but good nonetheless. Velkov comes in. Bait is under pressure from Dipwind now. So this is a major battle here. We'll stay on board with Ash as he tries to get the slipstream. I don't think he's going to quite get it. So Dipwind isn't able to do it either. So a little bit of spaced out there. Down the gearbox goes Dipwind. Trying to put pressure on the car up in front. He's in a bit of a sandwich here. A few drivers very close in the mid-pack here. As it go in. Oh no, Assassin's crashed out of the race. Here we go. Assassin has crashed. He's on the inside there. Disaster. Yellow flags through the S's. It's catching people out already. Velkov has crashed once. We've got a virtual safety car at the moment. A VSC is being deployed here to try and clear the debris from Assassin's wreckage in the S's. Groovy and anyone going to take the opportunity to make a pit stop? Yes, ZT is definitely going to make it 100%. Fair play to Z. You know, Freddy goes through, but ZT effectively gets a 10-second less pit stop here, which is great news. Everyone's on a straight though. You want people to be in a corner when you're taking them, not the straights. But anyway, Alligators takes up the opportunity as well. Felix Zone sounds as if he's trying to use up some fuel. Anyway, DRS is enabled. The virtual safety car has ended. Jamie's after catching out of the Alpine on the restart. Opportunistic driving from Jamie. Fair play. Can Ash do anything behind? We ride on board of the Mercedes drivers. We're about to navigate the S's now. On hards as well. We'll have a look at the tyres here. These are going to be stone cold. Everyone's struggling through the S's here. James has a 3-second time penalty. They're going so slow, that's unbelievable. They really have no grip out there. That's mad. These hard tyres are not the ones you want to be on. You want to be on a set of mediums if you can help it. But Killer Freddy is dropped down the order. I'm not quite sure. It's kind of glitching there itself. That's weird. Let me know in the old chat if you can chat. That'd be great. Briggsy's on the back of Groovy here though. But for the race lead into turn 1, not quite able to do it. Mercedes and Killer Freddy's after spinning out there, I think. Someone has. No, not yeah. It was Killer Freddy having a spin. Okay. So the field is quite spread out now, with Groovy still your race leader, with Briggsy right behind in less than a second. Bait is in third, with Jamie in fourth. I think the timing screen has sorted itself out now as well. Through the S's once more we go. Can Jamie do anything about Bait up in front? Bait was the one involved in that crash of Felix Zone in qualifying. Came away with the short end of the stick then, but keeping the speed and momentum. Look at telemetry going, because I think I detected a bit of a lift there from Jamie, not throwing it down the inside when he shouldn't be. Heads up driving from these drivers. Brilliant stuff from Jamie, great stuff. Lining up the Haas up in front. He's going to get the DRS wide open now and pull out the slipstream towards turn one. The move is going to be made even before the braking zone. Tries to come across on the Haas in fairness, but Dodge Central, not too bad. Bait didn't kind of make it easy for him in fairness. So hard racing between these two drivers, and no harm, no foul down the straight there. Diffwind is catching Ashbourne behind. And Killer Freddy is right up the outside actually of Z into the braking zone. Has to take 2 bites of the cherry. Can't turn in. Oh, look at this. Who's that around the outside? That's Felix Zone. What a class maneuver from Felix Zone. I didn't even realise myself. Just out of nowhere. Takes the maneuver. Takes the position. But a fantastic maneuver around the down the inside there into the chicane section. And now he's going to find himself behind Z. We're still right on board a Killer because he can see everyone up in front. You've got a yellow flag out there. I think Tok has had a bit of a spin. He has indeed. Into the S's now we go. So close, but the car's up in front. Look at this on the exit. Here we go. Felix Zone's up on the inside. Can he sweep it around the outside? He has an Alpine on the inside of him here. Does give him room. And makes the maneuver stick on the brakes. Great maneuver from Felix Zone. But the DRS is going to be open here. Maybe he might be ruined that if Z and Killer Freddy get a good run here and use the DRS to their advantage. We'll stay with this battle again on board of Killer because we'll see how he navigates it. DRS now wide open for these two drivers. I'd be in the slipstream there if the Red Bull applies this Alpine. The Alpine defends the inside in fairness to him. And as they close up, look at this. Killer Freddy turns in on Z, spins Z, and gets the position. That should be reported to the stewards now with that one. I'd be telling Killer to give the position back. Anyway, that's that one. Killer Freddy up to 9th, ZT into 10th. Let's have a look at that race start, everyone. That was a pretty decent race start here. We'll go with the side by side. You can keep an eye with these guys battling here. But this is the race start. Let's see how they get on into turn 1 now. So there we go. Groovy gets the maneuver done initially. Felix Zone drops back, but then look at this. Around the outside goes Velkov into the braking zone and swoops it around. The Aston Martin has ever so slightly contacted the car as well, and that's what turned him around. And yeah, it was a very entertaining first few corners. That was a good one now, I have to say. Groovy is 6/10 in seconds now. So Briggsy made the move. Yeah, Briggsy's in the lead now. We missed that one. So unfortunately, distracted with everyone else's battles out there. It's hard to know where to look these days with the International Friends Racing League. Don't forget to check them out on the Discord. The link is in the description. And check myself out as well, Emily Tang on YouTube. Like and subscribe to the channel. Be rude not to appreciate the support, everyone. But Groovy lines up now. Briggsy, the race leader, down the main straight. Here is Briggsy going to defend the inside. He is indeed. Velkov, meanwhile, has crashed in the S's and is retired and has brought out the safety car. We have a safety car. So we had seen Velkov was the previous race leader at one stage in this race, and it's gone from bad to worse to outright disaster for Velkov here in the Mexican Grand Prix. Briggsy is your race leader. Groovy's in second, and Jamie, after that spin at the start, has made his way into the turn. The safety car will pack the rest of the field back up here, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of strategy these guys go on. The set of mediums isn't going to last you to the end of the race here, but might be your only option. 8 lap old hards. Oh, I'd rather have another pit stop later on just for the comfort of it. One mistake around here. Ask Velkov. Took an assassin. One mistake and that's it. Your day is done. You have to be in it to win it by the end of it. So on board of Groovy, she was just about to make the manoeuvre into turn 1, or attempted anyway, when the safety car was called for. Does Briggsy come in? No, he does not. He stays out on his mediums. Groovy comes in. Does Jamie come in now? That's the question. Let's see here. Groovy's come in on the hards, but Jamie's going to continue. So alternate strategy. Groovy's gone on to a set of intermediates. Is it going to be raining? With the absolute strategy call here from Groovy. Going on intermediates. Must be about to rain. It is looking cloudy out there. That is totally out of the blue for myself here. Don't even push them tires. I'd crawl to the back of the crocodile here. I wouldn't even put any temperature in them. Here we go. Is it raining anywhere though? It hasn't started raining yet. Has Groovy pulled a blinder, or has she been studying out of the wrong book, aka Scuderia's actual strategy book? Felix Owen has come in, and so has Alligator, so it's looking like it's going to be raining momentarily here. We wait to see some drops, but the drivers seem to know, the strategists seem to know something we don't, and we wait to see if it pays off for these guys. The safety car is picked up the race leader, Briggsy. Killer Freddy gets around the safety car, isn't he? No, Killer Freddy is just past Alligator. He's had to give it back fair enough. He was trying it on. They both were down the straight, but didn't quite make it out there. So the crocodile now, Briggsy is at the top of it in mediums. Hasn't pitted. Jamie is in second on hards, hasn't pitted. Bait in third. They're praying this safety car goes green any moment. Next lap, boy, hopefully, because if it starts raining, the other guys have effectively got a free pit stop on them. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how this one shapes out. We do like the alternate strategy, but we weren't thinking of putting inters on. These drivers must know something we don't. Like it's just letting you know in the old chat. What you think of the race? So, is that a bit of rain? Oh, you seeing? I think it is. Here we go. It's starting to rain in the Mexican Grand Prix for the International Friends Racing League. And that's it. If I was Briggsy, Jamie, Bait, and Co, all of them are slick tires, my stomach would have sank right now. There we go. You're better off coming in for a set of intermediates now. You don't want to go racing with that. You'd just be swallowed up maybe. There we go. Did it come in this time around? The safety car will not come in, so one more lap under the safety car as well. It's going to make this track even wetter for these drivers. No, continuing on, go the top four. No, Dipwind has come in. Dipwind has come in. A few guys have taken up the opportunity to jump in now. So Groovy's up into third now. Look at that, third is Groovy right on the back of Jamie and Briggsy. Jamie and Briggsy even more feeling worse now. ZT has continued on. Ashburn has continued on the mediums. So here we go, this is it. How is the rest of this race going to pan out? It's lap 12 of 36. Absolutely class. Safety car, what's up, LT Tank? So, lap 12 of 36. Jamie is your race leader, but on a set of slick tires. And as you can see, it's starting to spit with rain out there. Briggsy's in second on mediums, but still has the same issue as the race leader, out on slick tires on a ever wettening track. Groovy pulled an absolute blinder. It wasn't raining yet when the safety car was deployed and came in for them intermediates, knowing the change of weather was about to commence. Z and Ashburn decided to stay out still on their mediums, and the rest of the drivers then have come in for them intermediates to give themselves. Oh, there we go! Can't believe it. Briggsy's crashed out of the race under the safety car, and that's all she wrote for Briggsy. Oh boy, word almighty. There we go. Jamie's on a set of hards here as well. I'd just come straight into the pits if it was Jamie, to be honest here. But anyway, we wait for him to bring these guys back to green flag racing. Yellow flag out there. Killer Freddy's had a spin as well. He's down by 7 seconds. So we wait for Jamie to accelerate here. Z and Ashburn are going to have their hands full as well. That is a wet track. Look at this. There we go. One of them comes in already. So does the other. So really, Jamie's the only one who's out there on slicks. And here we go. Groovy is already making the maneuver. Pulls to the inside down the straight. But the car behind gets a slipstream as well. Felix Owens going for the race lead as well here. How did they get into the braking zone? The Aston Martin's probably just going to go straight on here, with the rest of them going to be okay. Not too bad so far. Oh, look at that. Groovy takes the race lead with an audacious maneuver in the S's there. Jamie drops down. Just can't get the power down. That's him. He needs to come in sooner rather than later. He's going to have an accident now in a second. The rest of the field on intermediates now make their way around. There we go. The Aston Martin driver goes straight on. He made it an extra corner or two, in fairness to him. The Haas drivers went straight on there too as well. So it's all kicking off everywhere here. Felix Owen though, right on the back of Groovy. Through the S's now, yellow flag, there we go. That's just Jamie having his own issues on them slick tires, realising now that it is definitely not the best idea. Into the braking zone now, into the third sector we go, into the stadium. A mad restart here. Felix Owen trying to get the move now on Groovy, but Groovy has a good exit there. Alpine back there as well, probably nearly lost it, saves it on the entry. Felix Owen pulls to the inside, so does Groovy to defend. Oh, look at that! Felix Owen nearly crashes, trying to put the power down. Just about gets away with it. Bate and Saint are having a right old ding dong, the two Haas teammates. Gunther Steiner will be having palpitations on the pit wall, but they make it around so far. Braking zone and the hairpin as they navigate ever so slight different lines. Saint is able to carry much more momentum, and you can see there just how much more momentum he was able to carry. He pulled out a good few car lengths on the exit. Through the S's we go. Ashburn gets a time penalty, but he keeps it on the track, which is the main thing. Status quo for the fast drivers. Felix Owen right back on your race leader. Can he do anything about it? The ERS is being deployed as well down the main straight here, trying to get the slipstream from the Ferrari driver up in front. In the middle of the road, does Groovy place that car? Good defending, driving down the straight. Showing if you're going to try something, I'll definitely be blocking. And it's a chess game between these two drivers now. Oh no! Felix Owen nearly loses it! What a save by Felix Owen. Flex Owen. Felix Owen. What am I saying? I don't know. Anyway, there we go. The Red Bull driver just about saves it. Yeah, Felix Owen. What he meant to do. Saves it, does the Red Bull driver. I thought he was throwing it in the hedge. I'm sure he did too. Alligators picks up a 3-second time penalty, but again, keeping it on the track is the main thing. Well, out of the wall is the main thing. Groovy, a little bit loose on the exit there, and again, so that's going to open up an opportunity here for Felix Owen down the front straight. Well, Groovy is pulling away, so did get the power down ever so slightly better than second position. And turn one, we are status quo. Saint and Bate are side by side here. The two horses yet again having a great battle. Down towards turn one they go. Bate is up the inside. Can Saint Power do the old switcheroo? Not quite. Has to settle back in behind his teammate. And that was a good manoeuvre from Bate. Textbook. Using the slipstream of the car up in front. Pulling out at the last second into the braking zone. Job's a good one. Lap 16 of 36 here. We still have plenty of this race left to go. Is the weather gonna change once more? We'll have to wait and see. It's rained on a few parades already here this evening. Is anyone else gonna fall victim to this Mexican Grand Prix track? We've got 10 runners left in this Grand Prix. 14 started. But as we all know, this track is always trying to throw you into the wall at any given moment, and then it started to rain. So, happy days for everyone out there. I'd rather them, not me. Nice and cozy in my commentary position. Good run here again by Felix Owen. Can he make the move? Stick down towards turn one. He's using a bit of ERS as well, trying to catch Groovy up in front, unawares, but Groovy defends the inside, positions that car perfectly, and is still your race leader. Coming out of turns 1, 2, and 3 complex, but Felix Owen's right on the back there. Gets a fantastic run here. Definitely going to be trying something on into the braking zone, perhaps using the ERS as well. Groovy has to go to the inside to defend. Felix goes to the outside to carry the momentum, tries to bring it around and just can't quite do it. Groovy given just enough room to not have an accident, but not enough room to say, there you go, walk on, boy. Shutting the door brilliantly. Great driving with these two, and a status quo once again, but Felix Owen must be getting a bit frustrated behind the Ferrari driver. Couldn't make the move stick this time around. Can he use the momentum to try something on here? This is where the concentration really needs to be on for both drivers. Can Felix try a mistake out of Groovy? To wait and see now. Here we go onto the back, onto the front straight once more. Oh, Groovy's a little bit loose. Look at that, just about in front, gets away with it. And down the main straight again. Felix Zone's looking like he's going to be a bit closer again. They're both using a bit of ERS here, you'd have to say. Groovy defends the inside full on. And Felix goes around the outside, is able to swoop it around. Yes, he is. And into the second apex. But Groovy keeps the front nose in. Jumps over the curb. Both of them a little squirrely on the exit. Battling very hard here. Down towards the braking zone now. A turn 4. They are side by side here. And Groovy's back around the outside. Has the inside for the next corner. But Felix is trying it on around the outside here. Can't quite make a maneuver. Yes, he does. Just look at that. Carried the momentum and made it move. That's amazing racing. I can't believe it. Top notch. Hats off to them two drivers. Keeping it on track, giving each other the room. And that is a masterclass of how to race cleanly and defend and pass well. Brilliant stuff. Felix Zone is your new race leader on lap 18. Groovy has been devoted to second, but without trying, that is for sure. Alligator's in third, Dipwind in fourth, and Bait is now your top 5. But that was class racing. Let's have a look at that on the side-by-side replay. We ride on board of Groovy once more to see if she can gain anything on Felix Zone up in front. A little bit loose as well. But I'm just going to leave you to it with the original commentary here. And just enjoy this
Apex,
one. But Groovy keeps the front nose in, jumps over the curb, both of them a little squirrely on the exit, battling very hard here, down towards the braking zone now. A turn 4. They are side by side here. And Groovy's back around the outside, has the inside for the next corner. But Felix is trying it on around the outside here, can't quite make a maneuver. Yes, he does. Just look at that. Carried the momentum and made it move. Fair play, fair play, fair play. Right back on board of Groovy now. 1.8, 1.9 seconds behind Felix on that gap has stabilised. Perhaps Groovy had a mistake or two on a lap, and that's all she wrote for the moment, for the time being. But it's very hard, these conditions out there. Raining constantly. Intermediate tyres, it's looking like it might even be wet soon if it gets a little bit heavier than that as well. So slippery track, slippery curves. There's 10 people left in this Grand Prix. A few people have come a cropper already. Brigsby, Velkov, Tuck and Assassin have crashed out already at this Grand Prix, finding the wall and finding an early bath. But the rest of them are still going. Ashburn is right in the back of Z here. I think Z is a ghost, and unfortunately the Z, I think the AI is taking over for him. Great save indeed, man. What's up, LT time? E. Leave that one to it. Bait is on the back of Dipwind. Excuse me. In fifth, the battle for fourth and fifth continues. Ashburn's about to pass Z's. Oh no! Look at that! Dipwind spins out of fourth. Spins out of fourth just in front of Bait and says thank you very much indeed. Can Dipwind rejoin here before any other damage happens? He can and he can't, I'm not quite sure. And then Ashburn just gets by ZT's AI. So there we go. Dipwind spins out of fourth position. That's just not good, eh? Jamie's on the back of Killer Freddy. He's back here in 10th. How has Jamie found himself in 10th position? Absolute disaster for Jamie here. And ZT's AI has gone back past Ashburn. Important to keep hydrated out there. Lemony Tang's water. It's called H2O. Out of your tap. Enjoy it. It's free. Well, should be free, and it drops out of the sky. Just like these guys out on the track, they've had a bit too much water themselves on them intermediates. Looking like very slippery conditions out there. This Jamie is intent here. Can't make any improvements on Killer. Killer is defending the inside already, but showing his intent now. He will be battling this out. Jamie uses up all his ERS. Killer Freddy gets a penalty effectively in a straight line for cutting the corner. Too much on corner entry, trying to open that corner up too much, and he paid the price for it there. We'll have a look at the penalties here and see how everyone's getting on. Most of the field have 3 seconds. Excuse me, Jamie has 6. And then St. Power and Groovy doing well with no penalties. We got a DNF. St. Power has crashed out of the race in the S's. He has indeed. And he's brought out a VSC here. A VSC is being deployed. And there we go. Not quite sure what's happening here with Z and Ashburn. But there we go. St. Power has crashed out of the race and brought out our second VSC of the race. Unfortunate for the Haas driver. Himself and Bait were having a fantastic battle earlier on. Alligator's coming into the pits for a new set of intermediates. Is he? Yeah, new set of intermediates. Let's have a look here. He has indeed. So he'll find that very nice now, you'd have to say. Felix on Groovy, Bait on 10 lap hold. Enters. Oh my word, alright. It was Ashburn who gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car, and he is just, I tell you now, he will not be a happy camper with that one. No way, Jose. Dipwind has come in, made advantages onto the new tyres as well. Side by side of Jamie and Killer Freddy here, down towards turn 1. Can't Jamie do anything about it? They're side by side towards the braking zone. Up the inside goes the Aston Martin driver, and Killer Freddy has to relinquish that position. 8th position now. Can he get a good run out of turns 3 on the straight towards turn 4? Not quite. And looks as if Jamie's up into 7th. Good maneuver there from Jamie. He'd be happy with that one. Ash is still battling with the AI of Z. The rest of the drivers then just trying to keep it on the track more than anything else. Groovy's dropped down 2.8 seconds now from the race leader, Felix Zone. Felix Zone, after all his trials and tribulations at the start of the race, has found himself right back up to the top of the timesheets on lap 23 of 36. Can he keep her lit here to win the Grand Prix? Only time will tell. Somebody I'm looking at now myself is Alligator. He is on a brand new set of intermediates, and brand new intermediates compared to 11 lap old or 13 lap old as Bait and Groovy and Felix Zone up in front. We'll see what kind of a pace advantage he should be able to get out of it. Ashburn's come into the pits as well, so maybe these inters won't last that long and they have to do another pit stop here. We'll have to wait and see what the race leaders do. They're through the S's at the moment, going into the 3rd sector, so we'll keep an eye on the track map at the bottom right hand side to see what they intend to do. Dipwind and Ashburn. Nice one. Dipwind makes the maneuver. Ashburn has to relinquish it. So Alligator's gained about a second in half a lap here to Bait and Co up in front. Now it is a 20 odd seconds to the guys, to Groovy and all, but he could get Bait here. Could get the podium with a late safety car. Anything's possible here. So Alligator's on his new intermediates, needs to make hay while the sun doesn't shine here. Bait in 3rd needs to get his groove on. Groovy needs to flex the muscles and catch Flex on. So there we go. We watch Bait. He's maintaining the gap to Alligator. It's stabilized to 6 seconds here, so happy out so far. But if them intermediates with 12 laps on them lose any more rubber, they won't be able to clear the water as effective as the car behind. And then you might find yourself in the wall. Bate navigates it nicely, but has lost time to Alligator behind, but not as much as he could have. 5.2 seconds is the gap now. Jamie's catching Z's AI car, so we won't worry about that battle because that's not really a battle. Alligator is about to navigate the final corner now, and can he see the Haas driver up in front? We'll have to see now. Jamie gets 3-second timer, just about ever so slightly on the horizon, but that is something he can focus in on and try and catch here. We watched that gap drop now to 4.6 seconds, so he's definitely gaining time, will it make sense, in the middle sector and the last sector, because they're the ones with the corners. But he is getting the advantage out of these intermediates. Is it going to be enough though? Lap 25 at 36, and catching is one thing, passing is definitely something else. As the great man once said, Murray Walker. So ZT's AI is having an absolute class race here this evening, having a brilliant race between Jamie and it was Killer Freddy at the time, or Ash it was. And yet Jamie makes the move stick, but Z is gonna try and get a run out of the corner and make the move back. Here we go. Can Z do anything about it into the braking zone? Is AI not quite. Not quite. We'll see if the battle commences later on down in the race. 4.7 with Alligator now on Bate. This is where the new inters are going to be coming into their own through the middle, the end of the track now in the last sector. Down to 3.9 seconds. Definitely sees the car up in front now. Z has dropped 1.5 off Jamie. Ashburn though is catching dip wind here. Can Ash do anything about it on his 12 lap old intermediates compared to Dipwind's 3 lap old intermediates? So perhaps there's too much grip on these tyres and they're overheating. We'll have to wait and see. Inter slicks might be the way to go, aka older intermediates, because they have less grip, less tread. Oh, down to the inside goes Dipwind. I thought he was losing the rear end of the car there, but not quite. Just defending the inside, breaking the toe if he can. Ashburn closes to within 4/10 now in towards the braking zone. That slipstream is a good run down there, a bit of BRS perhaps as well. Into the left-hander now, and there's no pressure from behind because Ashburn is in 9th. Everyone else behind has crashed out. And he's right on the back of Dipwind now into the right-hander, the double right-hander. There's not much between these two drivers. Can he do anything on the exit here towards the S's? You'd say has to just wind his P's and Q's through here because it's not a passing opportunity. We'll have to wait now towards the start-finish straight, you'd have to say, to be safe than sorry. And he's dropped 6/10. Look at that. Can Ashburn do anything now to navigate the final corner? Trying to get Dipwind up in front here. Dipwind again breaks the slipstream, pulls to the inside, but Ash follows him there. Down towards the braking zone at turn 1. How are we going to get on? Defending. Ash nearly gets pushed out wide there. Just about got away with it into the braking zone there. Don't know if Dipwind left him with car's width there or not, but anyway. We'll worry about that one another time. As the battle continues now, Ash is in 9th, Dipwind in 8th. And they're battling as if it's the race lead. Oh, contact is made. No way. Dipwind saves it. What a save by Dipwind. You absolute legend. Good save by Dipwind. Tokyo drift into the corner there. No harm, no foul. we continue on with that battle, lads. .1 second now covers Dipwind and Ashburn as they come one lap on from there. Battle here into the final corner. And can Ashburn get the old slipstream? He is going for it once more. Here we go. And it's deja vu. Dipwind leaves the inside open here as well, so Ashburn takes it, says thank you very much indeed, goes for the manoeuvre under the braking zone and makes the manoeuvre stick. And can Dipwind do anything on the exit here? That's going to be the question. Not quite able to. We have a familiar looking car in the background there. It's your race leader, Felix Zone. On lap 29 coming into turn 4. Groovy has dropped to 9 seconds behind now. Must have had some issues herself out there. Fate is in third, but ho ho ho, here we go. Alligator in fourth has made his way crawling up to the back of the Haas driver to 1.4 seconds now, 1.5. That battle is surely definitely going to be on now. Jamie's in fifth, a bit of a lonely one, 23 seconds off Alligator, 8 seconds in front of Z. Killer Freddy is commencing his battle, his monumental battles here, you have to say, for these guys. I think Dipwind may have spun, he has indeed, unfortunately for himself. He's still in the race though, which is great. Killer Freddy commencing his battle with the AI of ZT. Ashburn in 9th, how is ZT in 6th? I have no idea. Anyway, Ashburn in 8th, and then Dipwind in 9th. Into the braking zone down there. That's these guys. Lead them to it. We'll have a look at Alligator here. Lap 30 or 36. He still has a tyre advantage, but not as much as he used to. He would have used up a bit of his grip to get up to the back of Bait here. But can Bait keep it on the island? The same as Felix Zone and Groovy. How are them tyres holding up? That's going to be the question here. It's still raining as well, so I don't think it's going to be easing up anytime soon. CT's AI is trying to make the move. Look at this, I'm telling you now. you have to say. It's absolutely mad. Alligator now within a second of the Haas driver up in front. Happy days. He's going to be trying to make a maneuver imminently. Now, he doesn't have that much time to do it either. We're into the closing stages of this race. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. 8/10 between these drivers. Now Jamie gets himself another time penalty, unfortunately for himself. Yellow flags out there. Oh no. Is that Groovy? Ruby's not having a spin there. Yes, she has. She's dropped to 12 seconds behind now. And only that there's no one around. She would have been kicking herself with that one. Killer Freddy has just unlapped himself there. Oh no, sorry, Ashburn just unlapped himself from her. And yeah, there you go. So Groovy pushing hard still out there, having issues in the Ferrari. Them intermediates, we said it, they might be having some issues out there. And Groovy's just showing us that the tyres are starting to lose the grip. Okay, here's right on the back of Bate now, through the S as we go. We'll ride on board. We use the TV angle here because, oh, look at that nice little helicopter shot. He's right in the back now. He was at 4/10. He's dropped back to a second, but he's within arm's distance now. He's definitely going to be trying an attack. Is the AlphaTauri driver. A little bit loosey-goosey there on the exit. He's trying a little bit too hard, overdriving the car. Loses a tenth or two. But he still has time. He might be getting a bit anxious in that car as well. Alligators can't quite make the move now. He's 1.5 behind. He needs to drop back a little bit, gain a bit of momentum and carry it through if he can. He caught Bate, but he can't pass him at the moment. Proper game of chess, you have to say, here between these two drivers. Who's it going to be? Let us know in the old chat you think's going to come third. Ooh, Alligator gets a penalty. Man, that's never good. Have a look at the penalties now as they're coming into the closing stages. Alligator is just within a second of the car up in front. 3 seconds for everyone. Alligator has just picked himself up another one on 6. I think Jamie's got 15. Killer Freddy's on 6 and the rest are all on 3 there as well. So that's how she stands. Can Alligators get this move done on track? Bit of bragging rights. ERS is being deployed. He has none left though. Bate has plenty. He hasn't really timed this one out at all. He needs to save a bit of ERS and then deploy it at the last second if he can. Really hard on the brakes there though. Closes right up to Bate. You have to say Bate was early on the brakes there. Nearly lost a second into the braking zone. So here we go. Alligator now with 5/10 between them. Makes the run down into turns 4. Isn't close enough for a move, but is gaining on the Haas up in front, especially in the braking zones. Let's see on the shuttle exit. He's right on the back of him here as well, going through the double right-hander. And he's right on him here within 3/10 through the S's. He needs to carry the momentum. As Jamie gets another penalty, he needs to carry the momentum through the S's here, but Bate has a better line, is gaining through there. And is able to pull away. And that is effectively two drivers who are better at one part of the track than the other, and then not as good as the other on another part of the track. That's how it goes. Can Alligator use it as an advantage? Wouldn't use ERS here. I'd wait for the next lap. He has 14% in the tank. He's got enough. He's using it down the straight here. He's going to run out by the end of it. So tactical, trying it so hard here. And Bate is 8/10 in front. Again, lap 34 or 36. Alligators into 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little bit loose on Bate up in front. Alligators isn't able to capitalize. He's 1.2 seconds behind now. I don't think Alligators is going to have it in the end. Bate has pulled back out to a 1.4 second advantage. And it's like a yo-yo. It's going in and out, up and down. Lap by lap here. The battle rage is 35 and 36 for Felix on 14 seconds in front of Groovy, who is 31 seconds in front of Bait. And this battle here with Alligator. So this field spread has been quite a bit here this evening, but with wet racing and hard battling, that can happen. Avatari is trying every single time to try and get some sort of a run, but can't quite do it. Loses 2/10 on the throttle exit there. You seen it was loose. Yellow flags out there for Killer Freddy, is it? No, Ashburn has had a spin. Fortunately for Ashburn there. What are you meant to do? Felix Zone though is going to start the final lap. We'll ride on board here with the Red Bull driver, because although he's had his issues in qualifying and an issue or two during the race, he has shown his quality this evening with fantastic pace out there in the Red Bull. He had an issue at the start, came back through the field, and once he hit the front, he's never looked back. He's built himself a 15-second advantage to the next car. Absolute masterclass. Groovy, in fairness, now in second, and Bait in third. They've all had a good race here. The finishers, a good pat on the back for everyone involved. Groovy, valiant effort in second. I don't think she's going to be able to do anything about it now, especially on the last lap. Felix Zone has pulled the blinder. We ride on board with the Red Bull driver through the S's for the final time here for the International Friends Racing League, round 7 from Mexico. As we finish the second sector now, the two guys behind are going to, Ash and Z, are going to be getting lapped here. Dipwind as well will be finished. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The fireworks are starting. The celebrations are going. The Mexican crowd have been really treated to a Grand Prix here this evening, and so have I and yourselves. But it's Felix Zone who wins the Grand Prix. Absolute class across the line. Does an L spin a Rooney for us. Well done to Felix Zone here. Wins round 9 from Mexico. Groovy is going to cross the line in a valiant second position. Fair play to Groovy. And now we concentrate on this battle here. Alligators caught the back of Bait, but couldn't use the extra tyre advantage, and is going to have to settle for fourth. Bait is going to get a fantastic third position here, battling with his teammate all the way through the race, and then found himself battling Alligator then for the rest of it. He's been in a battle all race long, has Bait, and he's going to get rewarded for it here. Bait is going to cross the line in third. Fair play to Bait. Alligators is in fourth. And then Jamie is going to be in 15th. And it's not going to matter that he has 18 seconds worth of penalties, because the car behind is already finished. So there we go. Jamie is going to be the last one across the line here for the Grand Prix. But it's Felix Zone who wins it. Groovy's in second. Fair play to the guys, just writing it down now. Felix Zone in first position, Groovy in second, then Bait in third. So Felix Zone makes his way to the podium here. He's going to join the guys and take his position on the top step. What an absolute class Grand Prix that was. You have to say, the smiles are happening, the trophies being raised here. And Felix Zone celebrates with the champagne. Groovy's in second and Bait in third. Congratulations to the three drivers on the podium. So your finishing order here this evening, we've had an absolute cracker Grand Prix. Started off in the dry and finished in the wet. Felix Zone comes out on top and winning the Grand Prix this evening. Groovy's in second with Bait in third. Alligators gets himself fourth with Jamie in fifth. ZT in sixth and Killer Freddy in seventh. Ashburn in eighth and Dipwind is your finishers in ninth. St. Power in 10th, Briggsy in 11th, Velkov in 12th with Tuck in 13th, and Assassin finished the starting order and was 14th this evening. It's been an absolute class Grand Prix. I'm sure you guys have liked it as much as I have. Felix Zone wins the Grand Prix with Groovy in second and Bait in third. It's been myself, Lemony Tang, in the comments booth. This being the International Friends Racing League Round 9 from Mexico. I hope you liked it and join me again next week.